Ciao everybody, welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone. My name is Julian Gennady. I will be doing a Matchday 30 preview in Serie A, Juventus at Sassuolo at the Mapei Stadium. It is Sunday, 12 o'clock kickoff Eastern Standard Time or 6 p.m. CEST, depending on where you are. Let's get into it because it's another game that we have to endure as Juventini. Will things change? Probably not. Stay with us anyway. And welcome back. Of course, when I say when we have to endure another Juventus game, we know as fans we're not going to miss it. We're not going to miss it. We're going to keep watching, even though we have no style of play. We're not entertaining to watch. It is what it is. When you love something, you just keep watching and you won't let it go. You know how the saying is, when you love something, you let it go. Well, we don't do that because we are insane and we continue to watch and watch and watch complete garbage. Anyway. Our last 5 matches dictate what I've been saying, or back up what I've been saying. We have 5 goals in our last 5 matches. Even though we have 3 wins in those 5 matches, we have looked like complete shite, except for the Inter game before the break. So since we've come back from the break, the international break that is, we beat Hellas Verona, bottom of the table, 1-0. Very sad game to watch, not productive at all. Classic Allegri 1-0 victory. Okay. Coppa Italia, Inter, obviously tough game always against Inter. Besides the off-the-field stuff, put that aside for a second, strictly on the field, not good. Not good again. Drew 1-1, almost shithoused another 1-0 victory, but of course, Bremer's hand, Bremer turned into Delict, 1-1. Romelu Lukaku scores the pen. Fast forward to the Lazio game. Nightmare. A team in form, Lazio, we're at home, and they played us off the park. They did. I don't care about the last 20 minutes or whatever. Play like how you can play for 90 minutes. You got played off the park by Maurizio Sarri and Lazio's team. They're doing fancy flicks in our box. Luis Alberto to Mattia Zaccagni scored a goal. Beautiful goal. We lost 2-1. Fast forward to the Europa League match on Thursday against Sporting Lisbon. If it wasn't for Mattia Perin heroics, we'd be going to Lisbon 1-1 draw instead of a 1-0 lead. I'm still very scared for that game on Thursday. I don't know about everybody else. Let me know, obviously. But I'm scared of that game coming up, especially because we have to field our best players every match from now on until the end of the season. Strictly because we're in a semifinal in the Cup. We're in the quarterfinal of Europa League. And we need as many points as possible if we want to save face, I'll say. I'm going to say save face for the rest. I don't care about the minus 15. Save face, at least. So looking onward to Sassuolo, who score goals for fun. Obviously, they recently lost to Hellas Verona, like I mentioned. But they beat Roma recently, a team that we couldn't beat. And you know what? They're a fun team to watch. Yes, they're 12th or whatever, but again, they're one of those teams who like to attack and they're entertaining, and they will probably hurt us like that, especially when they're at home. They got some decent threats up front. I'm going to attempt to say his name, Loriente. I'll say Loriente. I'll say that. That guy is very good. Obviously, he just came onto the scene recently, but his first year in Serie A. He's very good. Goal scorer, good free kick taker. Obviously, they got Maxi Lopez and Fortesi in midfield. Good players. Good Serie A midfielders, at least. And they like to keep the ball. They like to keep the ball. They're entertaining, and we struggle against these types of teams. And like I said, we're going to the Mapei Stadium. I don't know. It's tough to call how we're gonna play and what we're gonna do. But we do have quotes. For Max Allegri. Sorry, my back hurts. And the first quote is, at this moment in time, I can say that Keane won't be available because he complained of a flexor discomfort. So add one to the injury list. Today I will evaluate the physical conditions of the other players. Today I will speak with Wojciech Szczęsny. As we know, he had a heart-chest problem that occurred on the Thursday of the Europa League against Sporting in the first half. That's why Mattia Perin came in and bailed us out. If he's well, I'll call him up with the group. Perin has grown a lot in terms of reliability, absolutely. And he's not just saying that just because of the double save at the end of the game on Thursday. Perrine's been pretty reliable since he's come back from loan. That one loan spell he had, and he renewed his contract. And it's also thanks to the work of Claudio Filippi, who I assume is the goalie coach. Not familiar, but I can only assume. So moving on. Sassuolo is a strong team technically, and they have been playing very well lately. Obviously, he says that about every team, but we can make our own inferences of what Sassuolo is and what their form is. Yes, they lost to Verona, but they also beat Roma in the last 5 matches. So what can we really take of that? We must return to victory in the championships of Serie A, knowing the many commitments that await us. So he's talking about Coppa Italia, obviously, and the return leg in the Europa League. Tomorrow we'll try to play a good match, and then we'll think about Sporting. We can't think any further than that. We aim to improve on last year's standings. Let's take it one step at a time. Fair comment. You can only play what's in front of you. The next game is the most important, blah, blah, blah. The problem I have with this is the improve on last year's standings. We're not close. I know the minus 15, whatever. I don't think we're on pace to beat it anyway. Or last year's stat. Again, I will have to dig into that further. Maybe I'll bring it up on another video I'll be doing in the future. But at this point, I don't think I read a tweet on social media that said we're not on pace to even beat Pirlo's point record. Not record, but like when Pirlo was the coach, his points accumulated. So, I mean, we'll see. We know it's been a horrible year. All around Serie A, every team sucks. Every team besides, even Napoli's starting to suck. It's just not there this year with all the teams. Usually there's a couple teams that are all right, but even this year, Napoli's all right. They're pretty good. So, it's been a down year for all the clubs. It's been a mishmash. Inter has over 10 losses in Serie A. Milan drew again today to Bologna. Lazio's been the best second half team so far. As I know, Boo doesn't even like that. But yeah, we'll move on to the third quote. Chiesa played an excellent 90 minutes. He's trying to be nice, and I see him doing very well. Milik returned from a 60-day injury. Yeah, that was longer than I thought it was going to be. But I think we knew that with all Juventus injuries. You got to put like another month tax. But always remain reliable. Yeah. The important thing is to work together and give even more right now. I've gotten coach speak. You have to rile up the troops. Pogba is training well. At the moment, he is not ready to play the whole game, but he can only improve, and I think he will be able to show us his quality. I mean, if he goes onto the field, he will show quality. It's just how much, when that dude steps on a field, he instantly becomes the most technically gifted player on the field. That's a fact. I'm sorry. If you line up Juventus and Sassuolo tomorrow, the most technically gifted player that's going to be on the field is Pogba. Yes, you can say Di Maria, blah, 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 but the most impactful is a fully fit Paul Pogba. So, we'll see. We'll see how many minutes Pogba can play in the match. I'm hoping it's quite a bit. I'm hoping it's more than the 10 minutes and Paredes doesn't sewer him again. So they can get on the field earlier. But we'll see. We'll see. And then finally, it says we have to be calm ahead of the pending sentence. We have to think about the games to play and think that there are still 27 points left to win until the end of the championship. Yeah, and again, it's more coach speak, but he's absolutely right. You have 27 points to win. Try and get them. Try and play and win and get them. Try to move into next season with a style, at least. Try and do something. Build for next year. I know I'm wishful thinking, and I know that's not going to happen. But a team that would be in this situation that Juventus is currently in, why not try? You're playing with house money because you have the minus 15. If that stands, then you can use this time to try and do something, like trying to build towards something for next year. But you can't. But we won't do it because it's Max Allegri. And it's the same old song and dance with him. So, that's those are the quotes. Now I'll say a predicted lineup for both squads. Sassuolo 4-3-3. Consigli in net, who's always good against Buffon, or who always turns into Buffon against us. Then they got Toljan playing right back, Ehrlich, Ferrari center backs, Rogerio left back. Their midfield is actually not bad. Like I said, decent Serie A standard. Fratesi, Maxi Lopez, and I think it's Caio Henrique. Oh, Mateus Enrique. Yeah, that's right. Then up top, they got the winger, like I said, Loriente, Pinamonti up top, and who's this guy? Nadim Bayrami. Sure. they got him up tomorrow apparently. For Juventus, again, this is already wrong with this app that I'm using because it says Moise Kean up here, so we know he's not playing. Because we saw in the press conference that Allegri said has discomfort. So Perin in goal, I'll probably assume that as well. Bremer, Bonucci, Danilo. I remember, this is not Romeo Gresti. This is not Giovanni Albanese. This is not the Juventus Twitter account. This is a random website that I have that could potentially be a lineup tomorrow because we have no idea until an hour before kickoff. Then in the midfield 5, you got Quadrado, Fagioli, Locatelli, Rabiot, Kostic. This says Keane, but I'll say Milik or Di Maria, and then Vlahovic. Alexandro suspended. De Chilio still out with an injury. Kyle George nowhere to be seen. And Sassuolo has no suspensions or injuries. So there you have it. There's the, not predicted again, just the potential lineups for tomorrow. Nothing about Chiesa in this predicted lineup or again, potential lineup. Save him for Europa League. If we need a goal in this match against Sassuolo, bring him on. But I agree with that at this point. He played the 90 minutes, so he should, like, thank God he played 90 minutes. And he came out relatively unscathed. So save him up for Thursday. I'm fine with that. Those 11 should be enough to beat Sassuolo. But again, anything can happen. Max Allegri's coaching, yada, yada, yada. This is the new Juventus at this point. So we'll see. I will give a hot take that, well, it's not a hot take. I'm going to predict that Dusan Vlahovic will still not score tomorrow, and he'll struggle again. It's the biggest elephant in the room at the club on the pitch. Speaking about the, not the off-field stuff, but on the field stuff, Dusan Vlahovic is the biggest elephant in the room at the club. And it's a shame. I like the dude. I don't believe anything he says, though. So I can see him leaving July 1st, to be honest with you. Where there's smoke, there's fire, and I don't think he's having a good time here under this coach. So I think it's one of those situations where it's Max or Dusan at this point. And we'll see what happens for the rest. So these 9 games that are left, plus the Europa League game, plus the Coppa Italia game. So minimum 11 games. We'll see what happens. Maximum, add another one there, add another 3 there. Wow, my math is horrible. 15, potentially 15 more games. Minimum 11, max 15. We'll see what happens in these 15 games or so. But yeah, get ready. Get ready to endure another game with Juventus, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching, listening, whatever you're doing. Be sure to follow Bianconeri Zone at Bianconeri Zone on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow myself at Gennady151. Follow Justin at Justin Sofro, and follow Alejandro at AlejandroBZ. Not like he needs the help on Twitter to boost him more. That's a dig. Ciao, everybody. Oops. That's what I meant to do.